Hi, thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to just go over a folio style album. It's a photo album, this one. It's a photo album as well as journal album, and there's a place to tuck a little letter in and so on. But this is the outside cover, just to give you an idea. I was going for a rustic, clean look. So this is the cover before I did much with it. It's actually a folio cover. As I said, it's by Tim Holtz. It's Collections Folio, the small size 7x9. Covered it with red distress paint and then stamped it with the stamp that you just saw, which is by Stampendous, and gave it that crackled appearance. I used clear ink and embossed it with a weathered white embossing powder. I made my own embellishments by cutting out from the graphic 45 Flutter collection, which is what you'll see here. Cut out some of the bugs that are featured within the album, and I fussy cut them, and then I lined them in black, all the edges, and put glossy accents on them. They really do look quite real. Pardon my very dry hands. I try not to handle the paper with any kind of oils on my hands. So anyway, those are some of the embellishments. There's several that you'll see in the album. So here we go. There again is the cover, the front cover, and at this point I've got that embellishment on the front, which I'll point to. It's hard to see sometimes on camera, but there you get a bit of a glisten. You can see that weathered look of the folio itself and the word tiles on either side. And then what I've done is put a string by Tim Holtz, well, you can see it running along the back as well, but the string comes from the back to the front where I just pointed to it, and the long string in the middle is glued down, pardon me, is glued down, and there are four metal tabs on the corners so that when I set it down like that, the paper's not touching the ground or whatever it's sitting on. It's sitting up a bit. So there's one of those Tim Holtz string cords that I used as a fastener, and there was a little metal fastener on the front cover as well. So on the back side of the front cover is this envelope. I used a Tim Holtz die to create that shape, which I thought was so interesting. And the paper, again, that we're using is a graphic 45 Flutter. So that's what you see with the accordion pocket. And the flaps, all of the flaps have, as you're looking at it, have the same paper as the front. Now as we look at it, we're going to talk about the embellishment, or the ephemera chain, I guess you would call it, sort of little jewelry ephemera I put together. So there's a little timepiece that's got a word tile, which is metal, saying time, and there's this little bug made of gears and whatnot, which is kind of cool. It goes, the beetle goes well with the others, and again a piece of the Tim Holtz rope, I guess you'd call it, or edging. I can't remember what he calls everything, and I'm sorry I don't have it all written down. Nonetheless, you open the flaps, and again there's more of that similar type of buggy paper, and I'll point to one of the little bugs that I cut out and glossed up a bit again, and just the weathered, crackled folio. So inside this compartment, if you untie again another piece of that Tim Holtz rope, and which I glued to the back, and also glued those tabs, the end pieces, so that they'll never fray. And in here I've done a series of envelopes that are stuck together in a very simple way. I learned it from some videos on YouTube. And the envelopes, of course, then allow you to have an instant pouch into which there's that mat. You can, put a picture on there. I might journal on there. I'll be actually filling all of the compartments. There's some pictures already in here, but before the recipient receives it, I'll have journaled everything. So really this is about my memories of us and the things that we did together. And this friend is a fellow, more like a brother, that kind of a relationship with somebody I've known most of my life. So there's always places, and again I'm pointing to some of the bugs. And the Holiday Inn, well, that's because we went to a cafe there often, so. And there's a picture of us attending a wedding when we were very, very, very young. And there'll be one more, and he probably would kill me if he knew that I didn't blot out his picture, but it's a great picture of him asleep with a little kitten back when we were teenagers. So you tie it back up again, a very simple way to put this back together. And the tabs just go, the inside tabs, and a very easy closure system. Now you can get a better view of that little metal post, and that's Tim Holtz also. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed.